So hello guys, welcome into our new lecture. So in today's lecture we are going to further continue our previous class in which we studied about file handling. So today we are going to discuss more deeply that how can we work around files. So let us see this in today's lecture. So here I am going to take a dictionary data here. Like dictionary is nothing, just a data type. So I am going to take a dictionary data set here. So earlier we had seen that how can you work with text. This time we are going to see that how can you work around dictionary. So let me take a dictionary set here like name and then colon and then value. So value is my name, so I'm taking my name here. Then I'm going to take another key here like email and then colon and then I'm going to take email here. So let me just take then at the rate of gmail.com. So and then I'm going to take here phone number, phone underscore number. Then here our number is, so I'm just going to take some random number here. Then I'm going to take gender. So this is our dictionary. So let me just run it and let it get completed. So it ran first time, so kernel taking time. And now to write such type of data, there is a built-in module in Python known as JSON. So for that purpose we have to import that JSON module. So our module name is JSON. So JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. So basically this JSON file is a international standard for all such type of data, like for key and dictionary data. So this standard is agreed by all the programming language developers, that this is common syntax which is followed in all the programming languages. So how can we read data using JSON or write data using JSON? Because this is a complex data type. Earlier we had seen that text, now we are going to see dictionaries or list data type. So how can we do that? We have to use with and then open. So by using open we are going to open the file and we have to give the name of file. So our file name is like data dot json, and after dot we are giving the extension of our file, that what type of data our file does contain, and then comma, and then we have to write the mode of our file, that in which mode we want to open our file. So we want to open our file in write mode as f, so we are using alias. And then what we have to do, we have to call our import json. So we are going to call json here, json dot, and then there is a dump function inside it. So this dump method will help us to dump the data, like we want to dump this whole data in this json file. So how can we dump it? We have to give the dictionary name here. So our dictionary is data, like this is our dictionary data, and then in which file we want to dump. So this is file we are using as alias f. So in by using this alias we are indicating that we want to save data in this file. So let me just run it. So now you can see that it executed successfully, and now if we check that there is a file created which name is data.json, and now if we open it we can see that all our data is inside our json file in the format of key and values. So this is our key value data. So basically here we had seen that how can we dump such type of dictionary dataset inside our json file using json module dump method. So if we want to read the data, we have to do nothing, we have to simply just use with and then open the file, that is the file which we want to read, and then we want to give the name of file. So our file name is data.json, and then comma, and then we have to define the mode. So we want to open a file in read mode, and then using alias as f. Then there is a special method in json which is used to read this json file, which is first we have to call json and then dot dump dot load. So this load method will load the data for us. So what data we want to load? We want to load this f alias data, like this file data. So we are going to store this data inside our variable name. So I'm going to take variable as data1 is equal to json dot load, and now if we run it, our whole data is loaded in this data1. So if we want to see the data, we have to call this data1 and just run it. So we can see that we are getting all the data inside our data1 variable. So what if we want to get the data at any specific key? So we have to do nothing, we have to just call the data1, the variable in which our value is stored, and then we have to pass the key here. So our key is like we want to get the gender, so we have to pass the key here. So our key gender, so we can see that we are getting specific value for that key in that JSON file. So now let us see that how can we write data in our CSV format. So CSV format are basically the Excel files which we see, which are comma separated, like in which we can see that there are multiple cells and cells have different values. So let us see that how can we create that type of CSV data. So for that purpose, first we have to import CSV module which is built in our Python. So we are going to import that CSV module, and now let me just take data dash new. So this is our data, and this data will be the CSV data which we want to store in our CSV. So we are going to take a list, and this in this list we are going to take another list. These lists are basically the headers and the values. Like first we are going to take name, then comma, and then email, and then comma, and then age. So basically these are our headers. So this first row will be our header, then comma, and then we are going to give another dictionary, and sorry, another list in which we are going to pass the values. So our value is here, like I'm going to take name, then email, and then age. So let me just take a random number here. I'm going to take age here, and then let me take another list. So let me just take another list and take, and then age. So basically this is our new data which we are going to write in our CSV file. So let me just execute it. So our data is now stored in this variable. And now how can we write in our CSV? So first we have to do nothing, we are just going to use open, and then we have to give the name of file. So our file name would be like let me just take data dot CSV. Let me just take data1. So earlier we had a file, so let me just now you can see that we have extension CSV. So now our data will be stored in the CSV format, and we are going to open it in a write mode, and as alias as f, and then what we do, we are going to call the CSV dot writer. So basically this writer will write the data in this file. So I am going to store this in a writer is equal to CSV. Now all this writing functionality will be stored in this writer. And now how can we write this above dictionary data, like this whole data inside this list data inside this CSV? So for that we are going to use a loop. So for I in data dash new. So here what we have to do, now we are going to traverse one by one from this data and inside insert it into our data.csv file. So I'm going to call the writer which we had created here. So writer dot write row. So now this will write the rows which it gets from I. So I is basically iterating one by one from the list, and it is writing in this writer. So let me just execute it. So now you can see that data1.csv file is created, and now if we open it, we can see that our data is in the column and dash format. So here it is asking install an extension. So I'm just installing this extension so that we can visualize it more beautifully. So let it just get completed, and yeah, you can see that it completed. Now you can see that it is displaying in more colorful, like it is giving us the column number and then column value, so it is displaying us in a well manner than the before. So here we can see that how can we write in our CSV file. So now we want to read the file, so we have to just open the file, and then so our file name is data1.csv, and then comma, and then the mode. So we want to open in read mode and using alias as f, and then calling our CSV module. So CSV dot reader, there is a built-in method inside it. So this reader will read the f like this file, and then we want to store this data in this so variable. So I'm going to take read dash data is equal to CSV. Now our data is will be stored in this read dash data, and now we are going to run a for loop for I in read dash data. So we are going to print one by one, so print I. So now if we run it, we can see that we got printed all the values inside our CSV file, like all the values of CSV file are printed here. So in this way we can read our CSV file as well. So now let us see that how can we write our data in binary format. So binary format data is basically the data which is in the image text, which is in the form of image, audios, videos. So that type of data is our binary data. So how can we write that data? Because we cannot read that data, because that's not human readable, because it is in low level language. For that purpose we use different programs to open those type of files. Like for videos we have video player, for audios we have audio player, and for image we have image viewers. So we cannot directly open them, we have to use different program. So simply we cannot read them, so we can just write them. So I'm going to open it. So with open, now let us see that how can we create a binary file. So I'm going to take this as a test dot bin. So this bin will indicate that this is a binary data file, and then we have to open in the mode, like we want to open in the write mode. So you want to write and then WB. So this will tell that we want to write data in binary format, and then as f as alias, and then now how can we write inside it. So here we had just defined the format, and now we are going to write like f dot write, and then inside this write we have to write the data in binary format. So we are using b, and then so this b will indicate that our data is in binary format, and in these uh, inverted commas we are going to like we are going to tell that what type of data we want to write inside it. So we are going to store a hexadecimal, because that data is in the hexadecimal format. So I'm going to store the data in the hexadecimal format. So let me just take backslash x01. So this is just hexadecimal data. So I'm going to take 2 slash x and 03, and let me just run it. So you can see that our test.bin file is created, and you can see that there is a red type of data, like this data is written. So we cannot understand the what is written, but we can write the data in the hexa format. So let me just another x, and let me check another number. So let me just execute it. So you can see that we can write the data in the hexa format as well. So that's it for today. Please try to practice around it, and please spend your time more around these data types, and try to create different examples using this format. So that's it for today. See you next lecture. Bye.